Hey guys, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the globe you're at, and welcome to another insightful content and teachings from this channel. Now look, if you find this channel, guys, there's no such things as coincidence. And as you will learn through expanding and looking at these videos that I've created, you will see that there exists a greater cause, what we call cause and effect. And everything you'll learn from this channel is basically based on the concepts of using your mind, which is the tool that was given to you to experience and create what we call a reality. In other words, this is where you'll learn how to manifest, to create the subconscious, conscious, all intertwined parts of your mind. Okay, this is where the law of attraction comes together and you can be able to see things and create things in a systematic manner. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about, and what I want to teach you guys about so you can build some awareness, is about the language codes of your subconscious mind. Did you know that the gateway to higher intelligence, or to what's known as your higher self, that derives and comes within your subconscious mind? See guys, your subconscious mind is the gateway to all forms of higher intelligence. It's the gateway to the superconscious mind. It's the gateway to access your higher self, that soul, that intuitive part of your mind. And in order to get there, we have to know how the subconscious mind speaks to us in the languages. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to share with you some of the techniques and the coded languages that your subconscious mind uses. Some of them you may not. But here's where it's important. It's important because your subconscious mind controls 97% of your habits, okay, and your actions. Your conscious mind, on the other hand, it only controls about a few percent, the remaining 3%, okay? So the key is to create and to manifest anything you desire. You must know how our subconscious mind communicates and talks to us. And also, be able to learn to communicate to the subconscious mind, which will bring things in through, so you can experience it in your reality. All right? So let's talk about it. Let's begin our discussion or our lesson. All right. So the subconscious mind is known as the creative part of your mind. It's basically stored on the right hemisphere of your brain. Okay? Now, according to quantum physics, okay, everything in the universe exists because of energetic particles. Okay? So they create matter, which creates things that look real to us. Okay? Now there's a part in our brain that scientists have just recently discovered. They're known as microtubules. This is where we believe that the information from the universe, God, universe, enters our consciousness or our subconscious mind, a part of our brain, and it creates quantum fluctuations which create consciousness, thoughts, etc., etc. Right? So your subconscious mind will bring things into your reality if you know the languages or how to access it and how to use it to your advantage. And here's where we're going to begin. So I'm going to show you how. So let's talk about the languages. So your subconscious mind will communicate to you in the following way. It will use your desires. It will use your feelings. It will use dreams. It will use visions. It will use intuitive nudges. And it will use inspired action. I'm going to touch on a few of them, but not all of them. We'll do another video where we can really expand on the remaining part of it. All right. It also uses metaphors, okay? It's very important. Your subconscious mind communicates through images, metaphors, okay, thoughts, feelings, desires, okay? So let's give you an example. So basically, let's say now you're an individual and you're looking for a relationship. You want to start a relationship. And then, you have a conversation with your friend and you just say, I always put up this emotional wall. Ding, 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 ding. There's the first metaphor now. So when you say an emotional wall, it's a barrier, your subconscious mind picks that up now and says, oh, wait a minute, it's a block. We cannot access that. That's a metaphor. See, you can use that to your advantage. Now think about it. If you say I put up an emotional block, okay, that's a metaphor. Your mind interprets it in a different, maybe in a negative tone. But here's something else about your subconscious mind, guys. It doesn't know the difference between what is real or imagined. Okay, in another language your subconscious mind uses, it's known as dimensional time. It doesn't have it. It doesn't exist to it. Everything happens now. So keep that in mind. If you want to create or manifest anything in your reality, you must be able to put things in a present coded language, so to speak. All right? So let's go back to the metaphor. So when you use a metaphor as, I have an emotional wall, Or there's always this dark cloud hanging over me. Ding, 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 ding. There's the next metaphor for your subconscious mind. Now what will it say? Dark cloud, negative, something bad. You're not getting it, you're blocking yourself. So turn those metaphors into something positive, a positive metaphor. So your subconscious mind will interpret it in that form. Hence, it can attract it to you. You can say, oh man, I'm just as lucky as a leprechaun. Ding, 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 ding. There's another metaphor. So what do we associate leprechauns with in luck? Good fortune, money. See that? Now your subconscious mind works in those ways. So you got to keep that in mind. So you have to watch the languages you use and the metaphors. All right. Let's talk about now the subconscious mind when it comes to images. Okay. First and foremost is you access your subconscious mind first through the conscious mind. And we all know what the conscious mind is. It's the rational, logical part of our mind. It's responsible for thinking, thought processes. Also houses what is known as your ego. Okay, that part of your mind that creates a personality who thinks you are, but that's not really you. It's just a thinking part of your mind. But you only access your subconscious mind through that part of your mind. Okay, so the conscious mind. So how can you use this to your advantage? Okay, well, you use this to your advantage, guys, by now changing your thought structure through a radical new way of thinking. Okay, see what I just showed you right there. Okay, I showed you now with metaphors. Now you have to be conscious of the metaphors you use. Now you have to be conscious of the images that you store in your mind. Okay, the keys to accessing the subconscious mind now, okay, is through what we call those languages. So let me give you some examples of ways that you can program your subconscious mind so you can start to attract and create things in your reality. Okay, number one, I would say visual images. Anytime the brain sees images, okay, of any structure, particularly your subconscious mind, it's not going to question it. It's going to believe it. Your subconscious mind believes, and everything you see, it believes it to be true, even in your mind. Give an example. Let's say you see a ghost in your room. Okay, now you see the ghost, you get scared. Okay, you create emotion. So it's okay. Now, if you see the ghost in your mind, your subconscious mind still believes it's real, because here's what happens. If you see a ghost in your thought, or you see a movie and you think about the ghost, then you get scared, the emotion builds up. See the difference? Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between real or imagined. It sees everything in that perimeter. So use that to your advantage. So whatever you see within your mind, okay, it becomes real to the subconscious. And here's the beauty of your subconscious mind, guys. It has access to what we call that quantum field, that unified field of all existing matter. And everything that ever could, will be, ever existed is right there for you, and you can literally materialize it and bring it into your reality so you can experience it. Here's another language that your subconscious mind uses. It must always prove you to be right. It's the prover mind. Okay? It always says yes, 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 yes. Think about that. Subconscious mind never says no. Its primary focus and job is to prove to you what you put into it so that you can experience it. Okay? Here's a big tip to keep in mind. You must access your subconscious mind through your conscious mind. Okay, that's how you get into it. So it's what you see in your conscious daily activity, what you feed your mind, what you put into it, what you see, what you think becomes a program that's stored within your subconscious, and it automatically runs it. See that? So the first key is to change your subconscious blueprint. We must change our minds from thinking, okay? The conscious mind resides on the left hemisphere, subconscious resides on the right hemisphere, your creative mind. So the question becomes, and I get this a lot of emails, Mark, why is it so easy for me to manifest what I don't want, and it takes so much time to manifest what I do desire? When I think of something negative, I don't want it, I manifest it. Well, here's the answer. It's based on how our brains are set up or wired. See, when we were young, how we were conditioned is in a state of lack or struggle mindset. See, our society and the reality that you were taught, that you didn't even choose. You didn't choose your beliefs. They were put into you by your parents, your teachers, your TV, everything. So what happens is your brain rewires itself to that belief. So if your brain rewires itself, it literally has a set structure. So now these neurons and synapses, which are the gateways to connection, right? They're now wired. So you took, some of us, 15, 20 years of the same wiring. So the minute you think of something you don't want, boom, It manifests because your brain's already hardwired that way. But when you try to think of something you do, it becomes unnatural to the brain because the brain has not been used to something that I do want. Notice in your daily lives, what do your mind always think about? What you don't want. It always thinks about the worst. Have you met anybody that they always say to themselves, you know what? Today is going to be this great day. It's always going to be good, good, good. They always think of the best. No, your brain is wired to think of the worst. That's because of how it was set up for survival, try to figure things out. It's the analytical, logical, structural part of your mind. So that's the reason. So what I'm teaching you guys here through this channel and through the website, www.markhahoughton.com, is how to rewire that brain. Okay, and you can do it because our brains are malleable. See, our brains are we use what we call neuroplasticity. It's basically a structural way that you can change the dimensional parts of our minds so that you can think in a new radical way. And you're going to create and attract your reality. Because guys, remember, all reality is basically thoughts and perceptions in our mind, which is a dense form of energy, and it materializes through the perception of our brains. That's all it is. So there's nothing real, there's nothing solidity. You can get anything you desire as long as you know the formula to input it. This is what you'll learn as we go along through this channel and through the website, okay? So now, those are key points, guys. So you must always remember that, okay? That once you change your mind or your way of thinking, okay, you're creating neuroplasticity. You literally start to change it. And it doesn't have to take you years, 10, 15 years. Just doesn't have to, you can do this in months. Why? Because we have technology. What we have subconscious programming that you can learn to take advantage of. You can learn how to do the meditation. You can learn to use subconscious brainwave affirmations. These things speed up our subconscious, and most importantly, you can learn it by just shifting your thought. Okay? Keep that in mind. Did you know that every single thought that you produce, if you're unaware or aware of it, it has the potential to create a reality? Every one of them. Think about that. This is the power of our minds, okay? So the way to defeat this is just to have awareness, okay? Now you know you have some awareness of the languages of your subconscious mind. So let's do a quick review, okay? So what are the language? Your subconscious mind doesn't exist in time. It exists in the present moment. Everything happens now, okay? It's the prover. It must always prove it to be right, okay? What else? It uses metaphors. It uses images, okay? And you can use your own voice affirmations, okay? These are the primary language of the subconscious. What else? It uses your dreams, your desires, your feelings, okay? Same as desires. Also uses intuitive nudges and inspired action. I'll touch on inspired action maybe in another video. But what inspired action is directly correlated and tied to your higher mind. That's where the action comes in. It's always the last step. But the most important gate point of mastering your subconscious mind, guys, is once you can master the subconscious and you know the languages and you know how to use it now, here's what happens. You open that new dimension now of what we call your higher self. That's the intelligent part of you that's connected to the superconscious mind, which brings things into this dimension here so that you can experience it. You can manifest a house, car, mate, happiness, health. All this is achieved through your subconscious mind. Here's another key point I want you to know. Did you know that the trillions of cells that exist in your entire body, okay, they all have their own consciousness? Did you know that? Yes, every single cell has a sort of intelligence. They're monitoring your thoughts. They're listening to everything you say, and they're picking up vibrational pattern frequencies, and they're attracting everything right now to you. Okay? Keep that in mind. Also, did you know that within the structures of your brain, we just discovered that brain, within the neurons and the synapses of our brain cells, we have found over 11 dimensions just within that brain. Okay? So this is just a snippet into your mind and into your consciousness. Now you have great information on how to access and how to use and become aware of the subconscious. Alright guys? So to learn more, just you can visit www.markhahoughton.com. There's a lot of information, programs that I've created on that website to help you to change a radical new way to think. Okay? I'm also creating a coaching program, an online version. Will be available soon. I spend a lot of time working on that. And of course, I also continue to do my one-on-one mentoring classes. You can take advantage of those classes. You can reach me at mhoughton76@gmail.com, or you can reach me through the website if you want to take advantage of that. So the key point here, guys, is to continue to remember, okay, that your mind is malleable. You can change it, okay? And it's all about our perception, all right? So thank you guys, and I will continue to put out some more insightful content.